What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Escape podcast. It is Kyle, and today we're going to tackle a topic that will always spark debate every year, and that is the worst Royal Rumbles of all time. And I want to be clear before we start: worst doesn't mean the least talented roster, doesn't mean that nobody tried. The Royal Rumble is different. It's about timing, trust, momentum, and whether the crowd believes the story that they're being told during that Rumble match. Trust breaks, the entire match collapses, and sometimes in real time. And every Rumble on this list has a moment where you can feel that it happened. So let's go ahead and get into our top 5 worst Royal Rumbles of all time. At number 5 for me, I have this was in St. Louis, Missouri, and Brock Lesnar won this Rumble in 2022. Now, the context going in, it had everything it needed to succeed. This was WWE's first full-scale stadium Rumble with a modern roster. Fans were back from COVID. Expectations were high. And more importantly, WrestleMania season desperately needed some direction. This Rumble, however, wasn't just about winning. It was really about telling fans, here's who matters right now and for the rest of the year. Now, the expectation versus reality, what fans expected: a wide open Rumble, meaning you have no idea who's going to win, new stars stepping up, and suspense deep into maybe that final four left in the squared circle. Now, what we got was a match that slowly got drained of energy, not really a clear favorite, and a finish everyone saw coming from a mile away. Again, remember, I said the winner's Brock Lesnar. I'll go into more detail in a minute. Early in the match, there are credible names such as AJ Styles, Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura, but none of them were framed as real threats at the time for this Rumble. Now, once they were eliminated, the match enters long, quiet stretches where the crowd is waiting for something, anything to grab onto. And the moment the crowd lost it was before even Brock Lesnar entered. By the halfway mark, we all started to realize that nobody in this ring is going to actually win. So when Brock Lesnar enters the ring at number 30, after losing the WWE Championship earlier that night, the story became pretty obvious, and we hoped so much that's not what was going to happen. Lesnar storms in, he clears the house, he wins. Technically logical, right? Emotionally, made no sense and dead. Now, why this still matters: this Rumble didn't cause an outrage. It caused just, I think it did, actually, you know what? I take that back. It did cause outrage, and it was dangerous. Royal Rumble 2022 showed what happens when the match becomes a booking shortcut instead of a journey. That's why it landed at number 5. Number 4, 1999 Royal Rumble, located in Anaheim, California. Do you remember who the winner was in 99? That's right, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Now, context going in. Remember, it took place during the Attitude Era, arguably the hottest period ever for WWE. Steve Austin's at his absolute peak. Vince McMahon is the most hated villain in wrestling history. The ingredients were perfect, but the Rumble itself became a victim of its own storyline. Now, the expectation versus reality. Fans tuned in expecting chaos, as they should in 1999. But what we got was a Rumble that stopped being about survival and became about waiting. Remember, Stone Cold was attacked backstage. He was handcuffed, removed from the match for long stretches. Then Vince enters late into the Rumble and spends most of the match hiding outside the ring. Instead of focusing on eliminations, the audience is asking now, all right, so when does Stone Cold come back? That's a problem. The moment it lost the crowd, the Rumble officially stops feeling like a Rumble when the camera focuses more on Vince, avoiding the ring, than on the action inside of the ring. Other wrestlers stop mattering at that point. They're props. And when Vince wins, heat is nuclear, but the match itself felt super hollow and empty. I mean, this Rumble sacrificed the integrity, I thought, of the match for the sake of an angle. I mean, yes, it led to great TV and maybe potential storylines afterward, but it taught WWE kind of a lesson here that the Rumble can be used as a storyline instead of an event. And to me, that's why this one belongs here. Number 3, Royal Rumble 1995. This was in Tampa, Florida. And the winner of this Rumble 95 was the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Now, Rumble 95 happens during a difficult time for WWE. Business is down. Star power is wearing thin. The new generation era is struggling to find footing. And with the Royal Rumble, when you got 30 men, that exposes that pretty brutally. Again, we expected, a battle of endurance, maybe some new stars appearing, some chaos. But what we got was a kind of a short rumble, few believable contenders, and energy was just not there. The match itself never built, no sense of escalation, and there was really no stretch where I felt like anything special was happening. Now, the moment where I think the crowd lost it, if you can go back and remember, was the finish. Heartbreak Kid and British Bulldog fall over the top rope together. Bulldog's feet hit first, Sean's hit second, and Sean is declared the winner. Even if the explanation made sense later on, in the moment it still landed flat. No eruption, no disbelief pop, just confusion. I don't think it really angered us fans. I think it kind of disappointed us. And 95 again is a tough, tough spot for WWE. It showed that without the depth, that it just became another match, not really a marquee event that it was set up to be. Number two, Royal Rumble 2014. This was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, for the winner of this one was Dave Batista. And at this time in 2014, Daniel Bryan was the most over wrestler in the company. He wasn't pushed on purpose, he wasn't protected, just organically beloved by most of the WWE fan base. And fans really believed in this Rumble was going to be his moment. Now, when Daniel Bryan loses earlier in that night and doesn't enter the Rumble, the crowd immediately turns. I mean, every entrant after that is judged by one question. Is it going to be Daniel Bryan? Where is he? And I will never forget, I can't remember, I was at a sports bar watching it with my girlfriend, who's not my wife at the time, and my cousin, and I can't remember where we were. Not that it matters. And when Rey Mysterio entered at number 30, the crowd exploded of boos. And again, not because of Rey Mysterio, because we were expecting Daniel Bryan or just somebody bigger that we could see potentially winning the Rumble. At that point, we did not think Rey Mysterio would win the Rumble. And usually number 30 is reserved for somebody that has a legitimate chance at that point in time to win the Rumble. Hope had died at that point. Batista would go on to win. Many, many boos. Roman Reigns had a great showing. I think he eliminated 11 or 12 guys. And a lot of people thought Roman was going to win. And I think if Roman won then, they still would have booed. At that point, Batista wins. The crowd just rejects everything. And we all remember Batista, Ruthless Aggression era guy, just super jacked, super tan, whatever you want to call it. When he came back, and I'm kind of not hating on him, he did not remind us of the Batistas before. He got winded during that Rumble match. I don't think he was ready for it. And I think because of this Rumble, it forced WWE to pivot its WrestleMania plans. It's proof that the Rumble isn't always about the plans, it's about listening to the crowd. And they had to make some adjustments later on for that year. Number one Royal Rumble. You guys remember 2015? That is my worst Royal Rumble. The year right after, this was in Philly. The winner, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns being positioned as the guy now. Daniel Bryan is still organically loved. The tension's already there. Daniel Bryan is eliminated early. The crowd turns instantly, not gradually, like instantly. And from that moment on, the match is just hostile. Like everybody's booing, it just. And the moment Roman Reigns won, wow, like just you felt bad for the guy, right? Like nobody wanted him to win. Maybe a select few of you out there. I didn't. It was very forced. Then remember The Rock came out, raised Roman's hand, and now The Rock's getting booed. I mean, that moment to me was historic. This is when people still actually like The Rock. I think right now it's kind of 50-50, but that was wow. I remember that moment. I mean, and this Rumble didn't just fail. I think it definitely damaged Roman Reigns' babyface run, I think, for a few years. It broke trust with the fans. And when you break that trust, it's kind of takes a while to rebuild, if you will. And I know every time, a storyline is decided and we don't like it as fans, we had to get over it, right? I mean, we all got over it, but I remember at that point in time, I was pretty heated too. I'm like, really? Like, listen to the crowd. That's who you want to be your guy, and that's why it's number one. Now, those are my top five worst Royal Rumbles of all time. Not because, again, they lacked effort, but because they lost the crowd when it mattered most. Now, next episode, we flip it. The Rumbles that did everything right, the ones that felt magical to us, the ones that reminded us why this Rumble match is so special. And if you're still listening, just wanted to say thank you. And I hope everybody is having a great start to their 2026 year. This is your Pro Wrestling Escape. I'll catch you next week.